Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome to episode 37 of the Let's Play series here on Court Farms Country Park. So, just topping up the cows with a bit of bedding, a bit of straw. We're now on the 1st of April. So, we've got a busy day ahead of us today. We have got some corn to plant, we have got some vegetables to plant, of which I have decided... Let's turn that engine off please. I have decided to go with carrots. Why isn't that turning off? There we go. Give me that. Yeah, decided to go with carrots for our choice of vegetables, of the three that we have. So yeah, that's what I believe we're going to do. So let's go drop this lot into the cow pen, cow barn. Get these guys topped up. Done the mucking out. I always tend to get that done off camera. Alright, where's the trigger? There we are. Bang on. Excellent stuff. So, these guys are alright. They've got food. It's not completely full, but they'll do for the day. We'll be able to sort them out tomorrow morning. But onwards from the last episode, I think it was the last episode anyway, it might have been the episode before, the sheep pasture. There was, on my part anyway, a little bit of confusion regarding their food and their grazing area. Now, at one point in one of the previous episodes, I came into here and the grazing area was completely empty. There was no grass here, so I figured I should run the grass roller levelling board weeder machine thing that I've got to promote the next growth, which I did. It took the texture, the field, back to absolutely nothing, but when I looked on the PDA, this area was green and said it was growing, so I thought, great, okay. But the food amount was very little, so I kept on topping the sheep up with a handful of bales of hay, and that obviously increased their total by a couple of thousand. But yeah, there was a bit of confusion regarding this little pasture here, and now I've fast forwarded time into April, so obviously the next month, if I go to the pasture, there we go, it's gone from the growing colour of green back to the harvested colour of purple, but we can see that there is grass growing here. It's now got a bit longer, and their food total, if I jump back to the animal menu there, where are we? Sheep, they're up the top somewhere. Yeah, their total capacity was, at the end of last month, was just less than 20,000. So the capacity has, and I haven't fed them anything, so the capacity has increased by just over 5. So I'm assuming I'm just going to leave this bee for now. Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this bee for now. Let's see what happens. So that their total food amount has increased without me adding any bales into it, so I can only assume that once this growth increases, that numerical value will increase in their food total as well, so I'm going to keep my eye on that. So yeah, as I say, we have some some carrots to plant, we have some corn to plant. We're going to get that into our field there, field 57 down the lane there. And we also have a ton of grass work to get sorted. We've got the big grass field to mow and get baled up into silage, and obviously the smaller of the two grass fields there to ted up and bale into hay. Now what I think I'm going to do, again I think I did mention this in the last episode, because I have been trying to keep on top of the record, the number of bales essentially that we get out of this field, just for my own knowledge. As you can see there now, it was the right thing for me to do, to wait till this month to harvest it, to mow the grass, because it's now at the second growth stage and does visually appear to be considerably longer than it was last month. But yeah, I've been recording the number of bales that we've had out of this field, and so far cut 1 and 2 we've had 38 bales out of each. So I'm very excited, you know, anxious or whatever you want to call it, to see if I get 38 bales out of the third cut. I doubt we will. I seem to recall there being knowledge, as it were, of grass growth on this game, that throughout the 3 cuts of grass that you get from a drilling, that yield does tend to drop a little bit, regardless of what you do in the way of field prep. I think I'm right with that. I may be wrong. Forgive me if I am. I seem to recall that's the information that I learnt a while ago. But time will tell. We are going to do this today, and we will see what we get from the third cut. But what I am going to have to do, because the sheep are a bit low on food, I mentioned in the last episode that I may have to run the forage wagon here, just maybe with a trailer or two, maybe one. I'll just do one. But what that would do, if I was to pick up some loose grass before baling it, that's going to affect the bale count. But it should be easy to figure it out, because I know that a bale of grass is 7,500. I think it's 7,500. Yes. But whatever numerical value the bale of grass is, as I say, I think it's 5,500. Good job, I checked. So yeah, if we know that a bale of grass silage is 5,500 litres, I can work out how many bales that would equate to when I load up this thing. So yeah, I'll be able to keep an eye and keep an accurate record of the total that we would have got had I baled it all up, and you know what I mean. Right, anyway, so enough of my waffling about again. So they're full. We've got 33% left in here. Let's turn off that mixer wagon. Let's fold the... No, I've just turned off the tractor, haven't I? Really me. So let's get this stuck back in here for now. That 33% of straw may well go towards the padding out of the next mix of total mixed ration tomorrow morning, or I might just throw it in the straw bedding total for tomorrow morning as well, because they do go through it pretty quickly. So let's disconnect all of that. Right, what to do first? I think I might do a bit of drilling first, to be honest. It's 7:15 in the morning. The weather report says it's going to start raining come about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we've got 5 hours, 6 hours, just under, to get the field work done. So yeah, we need to load up. I need to load up this lovely thing with some seed. Now, I have noticed, since the introduction of the Premium Edition, Premium Expansion, that these seeders have a very small literage capacity. I think this one, let's just, if we go into our garage, as it were, vegetable technology, there we go. So this has a 32 litre capacity. In comparison to the likes of our usual, what we've been used to in Farming Simulator. This has a capacity of 2,000 litres. This has a capacity of 1,140. Now, I did quite, obviously, with it being new and not knowing everything about everything, you know, it was a question mark in my mind. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Why is it so small? And I think I've learnt the reason from my wonderful better half, Mrs. FARMERSIM. She's something of a green thumb. She likes planting, she likes gardening, and she has attempted in the past, in our own little vegetable patch here at home, she has grown some carrots, and she's got something of a collection of seeds. But what it is, it's the size of the seed. She told me the other night that the carrot seeds are minuscule, or not minuscule, but they're very, very, very small in comparison to the usual grain seeds that we plant, you know, wheat, corn, barley, all that stuff. The size of the seeds are physically much smaller, almost granular in size. So that explains it in my mind. It clearly must be the same for the other root crops, the red beets and the parsnips. But because the size of the seeds are so much smaller, the capacities of the seeders or planters or whatever you call them don't need to be quite so large, because the physical size of the seed. So essentially, that we've got 32 litres, but that 32 litres is likely to go just as far as the usual planting seeding technology that we've been so used to using. So, interesting thing there for you all, if you didn't know that. I hope I'm correct with that fact, as it were. So, right, anyway. I need to be quiet. We need to get down to some work, don't we? So, in fact, let's have a quick look at what we're on here. This requires 70 horsepower and it weighs 970 kilograms. So we don't need a big ass tractor for this thing, do we? So I think I'm going to go into the Renault. We're going to jump in that one today and get planting our carrots. I need to top it up with seed. I'm pretty sure I should have enough seed in the bag that we've got on the shelf. I think I've got a bag on the shelf anyway. There we go. Yep, this seems alright. It's not damaged too much. It's got plenty of fuel in, so let's get hooked up and get started. There we go. get hitched up. In fact, before I do, let's just... There we go. Just quickly check. I'm pretty sure that we've got some seed. What have we got in that there? 67 litres, right. So we've actually got essentially two hoppers worth. I'm going to need to move this out of the way, aren't I? We've got 2 hoppers worth, which is quite fortuitous because I haven't actually planned ahead with this one. Should have done, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's just give ourselves a bit of room to manoeuvre about. There we go. Okay. There we go. PTO, cables, jump in, lift up, fold up. Now, do I have things to open? Open cover. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look at that one in action. Close cover. Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? All 32 litres worth. There we go. Back up to that bag. Okay, we want to select carrots. So interesting. So there's no variable seed rate for carrots. I did think that was going to be the case. So we'll just be running on a standard seed rate, which is fine with me. Now there's our linseed growing beautifully. I've always been a fan of the linseed grown on this game since its introduction. Just looks awesome, doesn't it? Really does. It's a very picturesque game at times, this one, isn't it? Right, anyway, let's get cracking. I'm hoping I'm going to stick this into a cinematic, as I'm sure a lot of you know I like to do. I am going to try my best to orient the Courseplay course in the direction of most of the ridges. I was able to do that with the Ridge Maker in the previous episode, but yeah, I'm hoping, because I think these run essentially north to south on the game. If I bring up the map, yeah, we're facing in the direction of the ridges there, and that we're essentially pointing directly north. So that should be relatively straightforward for me to do. So yeah, right, let's get cracking. Let's get drilling. Right, all done. Very happy with that. This is an absolute beauty, this thing. And if we jump back in and just show you there, 48% seed left in the hopper. So, pretty economical too, it would seem. So yeah, we've got our first vegetables into the ground from the new premium expansion. And Courseplay's just done me proud there. If I jump into the map PDA, there we go. Every single speck of field has been drilled, and I think we are the first farm on Court Farms here on this map to have some form of vegetables in the ground. As you can tell there from the lovely vibrant orange. I think we're the only ones. There's no bright pink to signify red beet. There's no... What colour's that? Some kind of light browny grey colour, I suppose, for parsnips. I can't seem to see any of that, but yet we have a nice bright orange almost slap bang in the middle. So, brilliant. But the work doesn't stop there, does it? I am quite chuffed. We don't obviously have to field roll. If I jump into the menu again, forgive me, sorry. Where are we? There. Yeah, no rolling needed. One thing I did pick up on, that's my field there, field 90, that we popped some... What did we put in that? What's that? Is that... I can't remember, actually. What did we put in this one? Rye. Yeah. Forgot to roll it, didn't I? Still got an expected yield there of 121%, 122 a second ago. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, I forgot to roll it. Oops. Anyway, right. I'll have to take that hit, won't I? But yeah, no field rolling needed in this field, thanks to the new crops and the maybe down to the texture of the field, that ridge, that lovely ridge texture. So yeah, no rolling needed there. We do need to top up with fertilizer though. If we pop into the map PDA, there's our standard seed rate. Obviously no yield. We've got a decent yield map so far though across all of our fields. Lots and lots of green there, which is lovely. But yeah, nitrogen. Need to top up with that, so hopefully the automatic application rate will have been sorted and updated for the new crops. So we'll get that sorted. Obviously lime's fine. Oh, that's a very high spot there, isn't it? I can't even remember seeing a blue spot of lime on any of my fields in the history of this game since precision farming has arrived, so that's new. But yeah, anyway, right. Let's crack on. Fold it up. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the grass done. I'm not going to do any cinematics with that because obviously I've just sorted the cinematic out for this one. So I think I'm going to get the grass work done off camera, and yeah, get all that mowed, rowed, tedded, and I'll probably pick you up when I'm sorting the baling out, running around with the bale loader and getting them all organised and picked up and popped into the sheds. Oh yeah, minus £5 wage payment. I forgot to... there was, funnily enough, since the premium expansion update has arrived, there was a button conflict that had occurred. Because I use a control pad, the button to activate a standard in-game worker is circle, and every time I pressed it was to do with the in and outs of the menus as well, but while I was in a menu and the tractor was sat in the field, even within the menu, if I pressed circle to come out of the menu, it would activate a worker, and I only realised when I could see it through the transparent menu that the tractor was starting to drill seed into the field, so I had to quickly jump out of it and stop the worker. But that was what that £5 wage payment was for, so thankfully it didn't cost too much. Anyway, right, sorry. So yeah, as I say, I'm going to crack on with the grass work. We're going to get the grass mowed, rowed, tedded, all that stuff. So yeah, next time I pick you up, I should have a few bales to get picked up, and hopefully I will be able to report back and tell you what we've got bale wise, especially out this big field. So I shall see you all as soon as possible. Right, hello everyone, welcome back. So, bale report, where are we up to? Quite interestingly, we have done exactly as we did before. What I did was I ran the ford with the forage wagon in here to pick up some loose grass to feed to the sheep. I did 2 full forage wagons of those, and that came to 38,000 litres essentially. It's 19,000 litres per trailer pickup. So 38,000 litres, knowing that a silage bale is 5,500 litres, 38,000 litres equates to exactly 6.90909091, which I'm more than happy to round up to 7. So essentially 7 bales worth we picked up with the forage wagon. And if we pop into the menus here, where are we? There we are in the statistics. If we have a look there at the bales produced in this session, and I've only done this field, we have picked 31 bales. So, 38 bales. That's what we've had out of this field. So it would seem that the information I thought I'd learnt from somewhere deep in the internet a while ago regarding the drop in yield per cut that you get from grass was dead wrong. We have had 38 bales out of each 3 of the cuts on this field, so that's brilliant. Very happy with that. So I'm going to go crack on with the picking up of the hay bales in the smaller grass field, and we're going to get all those bales picked up, stacked away, neat and tidy. But what I am going to do while I'm doing that at the same time, now I appreciate that all this is going to be off camera because I'm keen to get on with the corn drilling, planting, for which we're going to need to go and buy some seed from the shop before we can do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to spread some slurry in our carrot field to increase a bit of the nitrogen levels. Now I know we may well have to spray some fertilizer afterwards. I'm not going to muck around with the application rate or anything like that. I'm going to keep the automatic application rate activated and see what it does. So I'm going to get auto drive on Courseplay to run all this. So for those of you who are even remotely interested, we have set field 58 here as the destination where it's going to be working. When it empties itself, it's going to go to the slurry tank. It's going to fill up with slurry. This is the load mode within auto drive, and obviously I have the field, the Courseplay set up for the field. So essentially what I want to do is I want to click the Courseplay button there in Autodrive to make sure that Courseplay and Autodrive know to hand over to each other, because we're not in the field yet. It needs Autodrive to take itself to the field. So if I click on that, it should hopefully go on. Don't let me down. Thank you. There we go. Right. So he is now hopefully. Yeah, he's off. He's off. We'll stick with him actually, just to. I haven't actually seen anything on Autodrive run down this new lane that I created last episode, so we'll just follow him on his way. But yeah, I love combining Courseplay and Autodrive. They're really helpful for when you've got lots to do and you want to crack on. I suppose I could do with cranking up the speed a little bit. Corner speed, I have it set to about 60%, I think. So come on. There we go. It's quite a tight corner, that. I appreciate that, but it'll do. It'll do. Yeah, it seems to work quite well, wouldn't you say? So yeah, we can leave this one to it now. He's going to crack on and hopefully make a big dent in our total of slurry that's in the tanker. Essentially, he'll just keep spraying and filling up to his heart's content until the field is done. And in fact, actually, I might just stick with him just for a minute or two, just because I'm interested to see the application rate, to see, obviously with carrots being new to the game, having never done them before, I'm very keen to see what kind of a nitrogen level they're going to take and how fast it's going to empty the tank. Not that it matters, we've got a good couple of 100,000 litres of slurry in the tank, so I am loosely confident that it's just going to crack on. There we go, it's a nice reassuring sound that it knows what it's doing. Switching on its tank. Right, there we go. So, nitrogen level bad. Okay, so there is still going to be quite a bit of a top-up needed, but it's still going to cost us less money. The more slurry and the more free fertilizer we put down on the field, the less we're going to need to spend on the expensive stuff. So, but this is the application rate, automatic. Oh, oh dear, really? Well, there you go. You need a helping hand there, don't you? What on earth did you do that for? So far, the vehicle has stopped working because it's broken. Oh dear. Right, let's... Well, that was a bit chaotic. Do not drive... Yes, thank you, I didn't. Okay, right, where are we up to? The vehicle isn't... Oh, did it break because it fell in the water? Is it flooded, quite literally? Okay. Interesting. Right, well anyway, I'm going to crack on with this. I'll finish off this lot, getting this lot done. Well, get this job re-moving again, as it were, and I will pick you all back up very shortly when this job's done, and hopefully I haven't, the auto-drive Courseplay drivers haven't drowned my tractor, and we've got the hay bales picked up and the silage bales all stacked neatly where they need to go, and we'll be almost on the way to heading down to the shop to stock up with some seed and get cracking with the drilling of the corn. So, see you all ASAP. Right, that's us all done. We have just finished spreading the slurry, sorry, in the field of carrots. We've got the hay bales picked up, and we've got all the silage bales picked up, and everything is stashed away where it needs to be. So, bale report part 2, I guess. We have in total, in the silage shed here, we have 91 bales of bales of silage, sorry. Right there. So we've got plenty, I feel. We've got a good stash of it for the near future, so the cows aren't going to starve. What we got out of the hayfield... Why can't I jump into that again? Goodness me. Keep flicking through them. We got 16 bales of hay off the smaller field, and I think last time we got 17, but I might not have factored in a small percentage of what might have already been in the baler, because currently sat in the baler at the minute is 96% worth of hay. So if we had had more than 4%, for example, before we started the last one, that essentially would have meant 17 bales of hay, sorry. So, yeah. Everything's pretty much exactly as it should be. Sorry, it's difficult to concentrate on driving and talking at the same time and not waffling absolute nonsense. I've got a bit of a bug here. I can't get into that tractor. I think I know what it might be. I can flick to them, and I do have the vehicle... what's this one called now? I forget what it's called, but I should be able to now get into this vehicle. Yeah, that vehicle mod that I've got enables me to control the list of the... No, still can't get in and out. Out. Okay, this is an odd one, isn't it? But bring up that vehicle list mod, and just, if I alter it, just go down and there, and there. No. Broken needs to be reset. Why does it need to be reset? It says it there in the bottom right. Broken needs to be reset. Is that because it fell in the river? Well, that's annoying, isn't it? Right, okay. So if I... Okay. You can flick to it that way. So, right, if I just set the store deliveries there, I hope this is going to work. Go to the map. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. Right, reset. Yes. Is that reset to there? No, it's reset it to the shop, hasn't it? Of course it has. Visit. Really? Where's my tractor gone? You gotta be kidding me. It says it's there. Oh no. Oh. Well. What's going on here then? Really? Why did it reset there? But I can get into it. Right, sorry about that. I've never... That's a strange one. Why did it reset to that point? I changed the store deliveries point, thinking that the reset point would change to that, but regardless, if that hadn't have worked, I'd have assumed it had gone to the base game shop. Oh well, regardless, we got it back. I think that must have been as a result of it falling into the river before. I just dragged it out, but guess that wasn't enough. Right, anyway, sorry, again, faffing around. Okay, so, bales are all done, grasswork's done. Got a bit of nitrogen sprayed onto the carrots. We do need to top that up with a bit of actual fertiliser, which I will probably do in between episodes, get that done. But now, we need to purchase ourselves some bags of seed. We need to go to the shop, load up the trailer with a few bags of seed, so we can load up our planter and get some corn down. So, we shall do exactly that, and I shall pick you back up shortly. I've sorted all my nonsense out here, eh? That's not going to work. Yeah, right, I'll pick you up shortly when we're on the way to the shop. Right, so here we are. Let's see if they'll be kind enough to throw those bags onto the trailer for me with their forklift while I go in here and pay the bill. So yeah, let's get all this done, get loaded up, get back and get seeding. Right, here we go. Let's get this thing topped up with seed. Figured I'd best use up what we've got left here first. Where's that trigger? Come on. Is that doing it? Ooh. Let's find it somewhere. There we go. Right, there we go. That's that bit got. So we'll grab a bag off the trailer here. That should fill it up. Now this planter does take liquid fertiliser as well, but we've got plenty of solid fertiliser around the corner on the shelves in there, so I'm not going to... there's no need for me to spend any more unnecessary money. So we'll just run this as the seed for now, and we will fertilise when that's done. It's definitely a lot easier to do it from this this angle, I must admit. Gauging the distances, there we go. In you go. Nice. Right. Yeah, I think we'll what we'll do, we'll keep this one nearby first of all. So I think the seeder takes 1100, the planter, sorry, takes 1140 litres. And it's not telling me what I've got left in this bag. Will it tell me if I look at it? 675 litres, okay, so either way, we'll be using that one first. So let's keep this one nearby. Just park it here and out the way. There we go. Right. Let's get this corn into the ground. So, as per usual, I am going to throw this one into a bit of a cinematic. Let's not waste fuel in this thing either, shall we? Let's turn that off. Jump in the fence. Yeah, I'm going to throw this into a nice cinematic, because we've got a bit of time ahead of us with this job, I feel. And I shall pick you all back up in a short while's time. Right, the corn is down. Excellent job, well done, if I don't say so myself. And after doing that job, I've realised yet again another silly mistake that I made in the previous episode when I bought this planter. I spec'd it entirely wrong, didn't I? I had no intention of ever using liquid fertiliser, so why I spec'd it with liquid fertiliser tanks, I do not know. I was wondering why it was going through seed really quickly, because it's got a hopper size for the seed of about 320 litres or something like that. So yeah, had to keep on refilling quite often. I thought it was the seed rate, and it's like, no, it's not the seed rate, it's you silly fool. You've spec'd it wrong. So that's one of the first things we're going to rectify almost immediately. We're going to take this round to the workshop. We're going to bring out our little bag of tools, and we're going to alter it, because you can spec it with slightly bigger seed hoppers, as it were, instead of the silver fertiliser tanks there. Let's turn that off there. Instead of those silver liquid fertiliser tanks, you can give them bigger plastic seed hoppers. I can only assume that's the way to fix it. So let's bring this over here. Pop that down, and you have to have it facing the tool like that, don't you? So go to there, vehicle options, yep, there we go, customise. So that's what it, yeah, 360 litres. So I'd spec'd it as that with a capacity of 1140 litres, but obviously a chunk of that is liquid fertiliser. We do it like that, 960 litres, that's the one we want. So let's keep everything else as it is. Customise, there's no extra cost for that. Well, that's excellent. At least I haven't had to pay for my stupid mistake. Only in time spent popping up seed. So, at least we know that's sorted for the future. That's better, isn't it? So let's just jump in here and confirm that. Oh no, I need to rehook it up, don't I? When you alter something, you need to... There we go. Right, that's better, yeah, 85% full of seed. There we go, okay. Right, so let's park this thing back up. Oh, hang on a minute. Is that right? I don't think it is, actually, is it? There's still a menu there for liquid fertiliser. Oh dear. I had assumed, clearly wrongfully, that when I had gone into the menu just to see what the specs were on this when you buy it, that these yellow plastic hoppers did the same thing as that. Held the seed. Right, let's jump over to here. Oh, that's going to be a bit disappointing, isn't it? Well, it is what it is, even if it's the case, but you live and learn, don't you? So if I just pull up here, just refill the thing, yeah, it's just the seed, isn't it? Oh, well, that's annoying. Right, well, silly me, again. Right, anyway, enough of that, enough of me and my silly mistakes. One thing I do want to quickly mention again, I appreciate that earlier on in the episode when I was having one of my unfortunately all too frequent moments of confusion, as we've just had another one there with this, I briefly mentioned the vehicle list mod that I couldn't remember the name of. This one here, it's called Vehicle Explorer, and it's a very handy mod. I have it for organising my vehicles into the order in which I want to flick through them. I figured I'd just bring it back up again because I realised I didn't actually finish my sentence. That's where the point of this is going. So if any of you are interested in this mod, it's called Vehicle Explorer, and as I say, essentially you can customise the list, the order in which you flick through your vehicles. So when you know, if you didn't have this mod installed, this is obviously only a PC only mod, but if you didn't have it installed, the vehicles that you have when you flick through them, you flick through them in order of purchase order. You know, first one you purchase, go to the last one you purchase, that's the order you flick them through. Whereas with this mod, using the left alt key and the numpad on the right hand side, you can flick through them. So there's the, at the minute, so let's come out of here, let me just show you. So the first vehicle I flick to is the Massey here, and then I go to the Ford, and then the bigger Ford, then the Renault, then the Fendt, telehandler, forage harvester, and back to the Massey. So you can bring up this vehicle explorer list here, and there. So I highlight the 390T, the Massey. I can put that all the way down to the bottom, come back out of the thing, and then so that's now the first one I flick to. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then the Massey flicks to the end there. So it's a very handy mod. I just thought I just wanted to point that out, because halfway through making that cinematic I realised that I hadn't finished my sentence, and I touched a base on a mod that some of you may not be too familiar with, so I just thought I'd bring that up and let you know about it. But yeah, anyway, I'm a tool, what can I say? I'm a bit annoyed about that. Unfortunately, it didn't cost me a penny, so I'm just going to spec it back to what it was for the sake of it. So it seems I can't increase the seed capacity of this planter, so it is what it is. But the main thing is, we have carrots and we have corn in the ground growing. So that's excellent. We've mowed our grass, we've got a load more silage, we've got a load more hay. Not as much hay, but we've got, you know, we've got a chunk more than what we had. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I am considering, because we do have 91 bales of silage in the shed at the minute, I am considering that when this gets re-drilled, which will be up and coming in the next episode at least, we need to prep it. We need to obviously run the mulcher and reseed it, and come its first growth, depending on how long that's going to take and how many silage bales I've got left in the shed, I may well consider selling them all, or selling a huge amount of them just to get a load more money from them, because we do have something of a backlog in there, a bit of a safety net of silage, as it were. So yeah, the options might open up to us a little bit in respect of benefiting from it at least once or twice financially. But aside from that, I've achieved what I wanted to achieve today. We have some vegetables in the ground, we have the corn. I've faffed around a bit with this, I've pulled a couple of things, I suppose, haven't I? So I think I'm going to call it here for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it and found it even remotely fun and interesting. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel, hitting the like button on the video if you haven't already, if you have liked it, of course. And if you have any suggestions for me, any ideas, any tips and tricks, regardless, please hit me up in the comments section below, and in the video description below there will also be a host of links with my promo code, as I am a Giants partner. If any of you are in the market for a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, or the premium expansion that's just come out, and you fancy helping a content creator out, I would be hugely appreciative. So, as always, thank you very much for your time watching, everybody. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next episode.